one that I knew I wanted to make for a while, and I think I'm really the right person for making this type of video because for my first year of college, going into college, I didn't know exactly what I was getting myself into, and for me, I felt like there was a lot of stuff that I should have known and no one told me. I blame myself partly because I feel like I didn't do enough research, but there are a lot of people that are just like me or maybe even worse. So today's video is for you guys that are just starting off college and you're kind of uneasy because you don't know exactly what you're getting yourself into. So if you want some advice from someone that was once in your shoe, I suggest that you keep watching this video because I'm going to be touching on stuff that a lot of people don't usually talk when it comes to preparing for university. So first, let me just tell you all a little bit about my experience. I'm actually a transfer student. So I went to FAU, Florida Atlantic University, for my first year of college, and I'm now at FIU, Florida International University. And I just want to say, for some of you guys that may be kind of confused when I talk about going to a small school and stuff like that, I went to my school's honors college, and this should have been the first warning for me. But the honors college was on a separate campus. It was on a small campus, and I didn't know this was actually something that was very uncommon for most schools. So when I talk about going to a small school, when I'm referring to FAU, it was because I went to the honors college and it was on a much smaller campus. I'm technically a sophomore. This is my second year of college, but I'm actually about to be a junior because I came into school with college credits. And that's the first thing that I'm going to talk about. The school that I went to, I did IB, International Baccalaureate. And because I did IB, I came into school with IB credits, which were equivalent to college credits. I know a lot of colleges also offer credit for AP classes. So my advice would be that if you did AP or IB, before you register for your classes, just make sure that you aren't taking a class that you don't need to take. That happened to me. I didn't know that I came into college. I know that I was coming into college with credits, but I didn't know which classes they were for exactly, and I ended up taking about 3 classes my first year of college that I didn't need to take, that my parents paid for, and I already had the credit for them. So it was just kind of like a waste of time. So if you know that you fall into that category, make sure you're not going into school with college credits, and if you are, make sure you're not taking those classes again in college. So let me just get that out the way right quick. The rest of these tips are going to be pretty general, and for anybody that is going to school, this is going to be relevant to you. The first piece of advice I would give is to check your school's calendars. Look online for your school's calendars. They usually have very important information that you're going to need to know. For example, a lot of deadlines, the deadline to register for classes, the deadline to pay for your tuition and fees. Usually you can just search your school and then put academic calendar, and you need to make sure that you're up to date on what's going on at your school. This next piece of advice is very, very important. I will strongly encourage you guys to use Ratemyprofessor.com. If you don't know what that is, it's just a website where students, actual students, leave reviews on their professors, and it tells you what type of teachers are available to you. So for most schools, depending on the size, but for most big schools, you have a lot of options for one course. So say you're taking a calculus course, that one course has like multiple teachers teaching it. I wouldn't suggest that you choose a course based off the time of day or the day of the week or whether or not your friends or your roommates are taking that class. No, unless you gotta work or you have a certain schedule that you need these classes to fit into, my suggestion would be to choose your classes based off of the professors, because most of the time that professor is going to determine how well you do in that class. Believe it or not, some students fail just because they got a sucky professor. Some professors are really strict, some are really nice, some grade very easily, some grade very difficult, and all of this information is available to you on Ratemyprofessor.com. You just put in the name of the teacher for that class and it tells you which school that teacher teaches at, and you make sure it's your school, and it tells you how that teacher performs and how good of a professor they actually are. So yeah, I would definitely suggest that you guys use that website. If you do happen to get in a class that you don't like, this is one of my favorite parts about college. You can actually drop that class before a certain date, which is why you use the calendar, because it also tells you when the add or drop deadline is, and it means when you can drop a class and add another class without being charged for it. I did that both semesters, my first year of college, and I'm glad I did. Once you register for your classes and you are at school, I would suggest that you guys figure out the location of your class before the class actually starts. So maybe it's the day before or even the week before. If you're on campus, I would suggest that you walk around and find exactly which building and which room, which floor that class is on, because take it from me, you do not want to wait until the day of. My first day of class, I was about 15 minutes late because I was trying to figure out where exactly the class was. The building was just all weird and I don't know, but I didn't know where the class was and I ended up being late for that class. So just see where your class is so you don't have to be late for that class. And stemming off of being late for class, do not skip class. I've always heard people talk about how they would get their notes from their friends or they always skip classes in college. Let me tell y'all, college professors for the most part are very serious. They teach a lot of students and they don't have time for your excuses. Missing one class could literally make you fall behind inside of a course. Most of the times, the teachers are only lenient if you have like a medical note from your doctor or something of that sort, like something really serious as to why you missed that class. But say you miss a test or an exam, they ain't gonna let you make up. And second of all, you could miss information that you need to know. So do not make it a practice to miss class. Don't. And second of all, you paying for these classes, so don't miss your class. That's all I have to say. Next piece of advice would be to get your syllabus from your teacher, whether they provide it online or if you have to print it out, or I don't know what you gotta do, but make sure you keep your syllabus and make sure you check your syllabus regularly. In high school, I didn't really check for my syllabus, it was just there. But in college, you know, like your syllabus is very important. It usually tells you which dates exactly your homework is due. It tells you like the grading policy. It tells you like your teacher's policies on turning in late assignments or having missing assignments, even being absent for class. Like your syllabus is going to be your best friend. Next, check your emails regularly. If you never used to check emails before, well, you better check it now. I've already made it a habit to check my emails, but teachers are going to be emailing you, your school is going to be emailing you, financial aid office is going to be emailing you, your tuition and billing office is going to be emailing you. Teachers usually use emails to connect with you and to communicate with you, so definitely check that regularly. Use your extra credit points, guys. My extra credit literally boosted me from an A- to an A last semester. And extra credit comes in so many different forms. It may be like a presentation or just another assignment. I would recommend that you use that extra credit because you don't know what difference that could make inside of your classes and your end results when it comes to grading. My next form of advice is to use a planner, and I'm still talking to myself because I have not made it a habit to use my planner. I just be mentally holding everything in and trying to figure out which assignment is due today and which assignment is due tomorrow, and I still have a challenge with remembering it. I don't know why on God's green earth I just don't use the planner that my mother bought for me, but I think it's important to use a planner because it just makes your life easier, guys. That's all. And I feel like y'all already know that. Y'all just like me. And if you ain't like me, kudos to you. Okay, so this is like my last piece of advice regarding classes and all that different type of stuff. And it's just to do your research before you purchase a textbook. Your school library is not gonna have the cheapest option. Yes, that book might look crispier and cleaner, but it is way too expensive. There's nothing wrong with buying used books, guys. Who cares, you know? Or you can even rent a textbook. You can buy an e-textbook. Sometimes you don't even need a textbook because the PDF version is free online. I've never purchased a book from my school's bookstore. It's either Amazon or a free PDF online. It has the same information and I still get an A in my classes. Sometimes you can even get a brand new one from Amazon for cheaper than the price inside of your bookstore. Why am I spending extra money? No. Now sometimes a professor may require that you purchase an access code and that's the only option you have, so you might have to spend that money. But if it's like a physical textbook, no. All I'm saying is to look around and make sure that you're saving your parents some extra bucks. Alright, now for housing and like your living conditions. My friend told me this before I went to college and I didn't listen. Do not try to turn your dorm into a house. No, why do you need to carry all of your teddy bears off of your bed? Keep in mind, you're gonna have to move them out. I had to do my moving out and my packing myself. So when you're considering what to carry from home or even what to buy, if you don't need it, don't buy it. Yes, there's nothing wrong with making sure that your room is pretty and cute, but for the most part, you do not need to bring 10 million plants to put in your window and 10 million picture frames. My walls are empty because who got time to be putting up command strips? Not me. I'm telling you guys, it's your first year of college, your first semester, you're gonna want your room to look nice. But over time, you're gonna recognize that you just don't have time to be taking 3 days to move out of your dorm. Remember that. And also, do not take your whole closet. I don't know about y'all, but for me, I love to shop, guys. And the amount of clothes I came to college with, I left with about 10 times more. If you know that you're like me, don't carry a bunch of clothes If you know that you're like me, do not carry a bunch of clothes initially. If you know you're like me, do not carry a bunch of clothes initially because you're just gonna end up adding more to your closet and you can run out of space. And how you can get them back home? Especially if you're traveling on a plane. So just carry what you need and make sure you pack comfortable clothing. So depending on where you're living, depending on the weather in that area, make sure that you have clothes that are gonna actually keep you warm or cool. And don't try to look cute, guys. Don't. If a boy wants you, he need to accept you when you're wearing sweatpants and a tank top.
Get with the program. Point blank, period.
Also, guys, be prepared for fire drills, all right? I have never heard of a school where you live on campus and they don't have fire drills. For me at FAU, it came to the point where I was like, should I even leave my dorm? Sometimes it's like, if it's a real fire, I ain't even gonna take it seriously because they just have that many drills and it's gonna get annoying. But my next piece of advice, which is something that I didn't do and I wish I did do, go out and make friends. Explore the campus, guys. I didn't do that. I was a couch potato. I stayed in my dorm all the time, wrapped up in my blankets. I didn't get to know anyone. And I didn't have any friends, only my roommates. Now that I'm at a new school, I'm trying to be more sociable, trying to talk to more people, go to more events. I joined a club, go out, get sociable, meet people. This is a once in a lifetime experience, guys. And some of the friendships that you make in college, you keep for the rest of your life, from what I've been told. Next, have fun. Yes, you want to get good grades. Yes, you're gonna do good in school. Yes, you should work hard. But do not kill yourself, guys. Go out there, have fun, chillax, take it slow. No, yeah, just have fun, guys. My last piece of advice is to work out. I've never been an athletic person. I've never been a gym head or anything like that. But let me tell y'all something. I definitely did gain my freshman 15. Believe it or not, when I came to college, I weighed 120 pounds. And the last time I checked, I weighed about 146. It's real. It's very real. I'm not complaining now. I was too skinny in my opinion. But I'm just warning you guys that the weight creeps up on you. And for the most part, the gym is free. Yes, work out, make the most of it. And that is all the advice that I have for this video. If you want to see more, if you want to hear more, give this video a thumbs up. Being a little island gal, moving to a whole different country, there was a lot of stuff that I wasn't prepared for. I'm glad now I'm at a school where I feel way more comfortable. And if you guys maybe want to know why I transferred schools, also let me know and I will give you guys that video as well. So just let me know if you like this video, share it around with your friends, and that's it. Thanks for watching.